Hi everyone, today I'll show you how to get infinite content ideas from your competitors' posts. It takes less than 10 minutes and I'll show you what happens, from where we take it, and how to implement it. So let me show you. We're going to be using Airtable for the database to put it, but you can use Google Sheets if you want. And we're going to use also Make to get all the automation running. So the main thing in this is we're using Apify, which is this a website and tool where we can get scrapers. And so if you don't know, a scraper is a little bot that goes in the internet and literally scrapes things for you. In this case, we're going to use this tweet scraper where we're going to be able to put a URL of an account. We can put multiple ones, and it's going to give us, let me show you here, all the tweets that account did, and we can do it per date. We can do a bunch of filters and a bunch of context for what we want. But to keep the video simple, I'm just going to show you how to do it with the latest tweets, and it can be the last 10, 100, 1000, 1 million. It's up to you. This is pay per result. So if we go here, you can see that we pay 40 cents per 1000 tweets. Here it is. So if you want to do the math, you can do it for $4 for 10,000, 40 for 100K, etc. Now let's show you how to implement all of this. So it's going to be using Make, and for this to start working, we are basing ourselves from a little database of competitors. This is just an example that I did for tests, and I'm going to use Alex Hormozi, just a general example, as if he is the competitor. But the idea here is you would have your own database and you would put here, okay, so we have a new one. You would copy the URL of your competitor, you would paste it here. Okay, I'm not going to do that. You'd paste it here, and it can be any competitor. So if we look for Alex Hormozi like this, all right, and let's say it wasn't Alex Hormozi, but it was, I don't know, Elon Musk. I don't know what's his tag on Twitter now. Maybe it's just Elon. But you'd put it, and this would grab the URL. Now, you can do this not only with X, you could do this with any platform. You just need then to grab other scrapers. So instead of being a tweet scraper, you'd have to go search for YouTube scraper, LinkedIn scraper, TikTok, etc. There are scrapers for everything. You just need to look for them and implement them. But for this quick example, just want to show you what is possible. So what would happen is, and I have here this interface that I built to show you that you can actually get a good UI out of Airtable. So I would have here all the list of the competitors, and if you want to add a new one, you would just add here, let's put Elon Musk, and we would say that we want X also. See, you can easily add multiple competitors, and then for the competitor that you want to get content from, you just click on this button of Get Contents, and it would trigger this first webhook. So once this webhook triggers, and how it triggers, it's based on an automation that you can do on Make, which is when a button is clicked, and you choose that it's inside the competitors interface. It's the competitors. The interface is from the inbox record detail, and then the button is Get Contents, which is this one here. And once that button is clicked, we run a very simple script. As you can see here, is just basically sending a payload to this webhook here. Super simple. Let me show you how it looks like. I'm going to run this module, and let's go back here. Let's go to interface, and let's click on the button. All right. And now if we go to Make, we are going to wait a bit, and we're going to see that we're going to receive the information. Sometimes it can take a bit because once you click the button, it runs through the automation and then has to come here. So here it is. So we have the URL and we have the channel. So from here, you start building this. So if you haven't built yet in Make, once you create a new scenario, you are going to see a bubble like this. You're going to click on the plus, select webhooks, custom webhook, because you want this to be instant. And then you're going to add a new one. When you click Add, you just select the name. So in this case, you would select competitors content, for example, just as an example. Once you do it, let me show you the example here. Let me delete it. Once you do it, you're going to have here a URL. And it's this URL that you put on that automation that I just showed you. So here, this little URL here. All right, so that's the first part. Then you should add a router. So as you have this webhook like this, you click on the plus, and then you can add more things on it. So in this case, if we want a router, we would click here or look for router, click on it, it would add automatically. And let's delete all of it. And what you would do is, if you want to, you would do the router if you want to filter for channels. So in this case, I want, if the channel that I selected is X, as we did, we have a condition that is when the channel name, and you select this by going here to the webhook results, you select here the name, and you have a channel name equals to X. And if you want for YouTube, is channel name equals YouTube. And this is just the label that you can give to the filter, so you know what each filter does. Very, very simple. But I have here the example for X. So what we do is we add an Apify module, just like we added the router and the webhook, and we add the run an actor. So if we would like to do for the YouTube, we would look for Apify, run actor, and then we would have to set up the connection if you don't have one yet. And then you select the actor. So you can see that it's here the tweet scraper. You'd have YouTube scraper and whatever else you want. So you click on it, and then you have to input this JSON. And so this JSON is, how do we grab this? We have to go here to the scraper, and you should do an example run. So in this case, I have here Alex Hormozy on this start URL, on these inputs, and I have maximum number of outputs 100. It doesn't matter. You start this, and once you run it, I have here these ones because I have the free plan on this one. Yeah, and this is what you get. So you click on there. Let me, I can do it so that you see. You click on start. It's going to start seeing the run. And then once it gets all the information that you want, it will stop. So since I'm having the free plan here, the maximum is 10, even though I put 100 on the limit. But the free plan only lets you do the 10. And the free plan is very good because they offer you $5 in credit. So you can do all the tests you want. And then once you know how it works, you can invest on the paid plan and actually do this on a live account. So this shows the outputs. So you can see the URL, the Twitter URL, it's the same. The ID doesn't matter. This is what matters to us. The text, you have text and you have full text. But so here we can see all the, or the last 10 tweets that Hormozy did. So all of them are here. We can see the retweet count, reply count. This is nice if you want to also do some filters around it, and the dates when it was created, and also some bookmarks. You know, if you want to grab the best tweets, you can maybe search for likes and bookmarks. Usually the bookmarks are a very good indication that it's a good tweet, so because people want to save it. And once you run this, you go to input, and you are going to see the input that was done to generate this. So you basically copy this, and you go back to the make scenario on the input JSON, and you paste it. And once you paste it, you just want to change here the URL. You want to eliminate this, and you want to put the URL from the webhook information, right? Because you want this to be whatever URL you put on your competitor. So that everything is automated, basically. So once you do it, you click OK, and it should be good to go. That's literally what is here. As you can see, I have here the URL. Now, for this one, I make it sleep for 2 minutes. If you're pulling 100 tweets, if you want to pull 100 out of here, I would suggest you do like here, the max items. So if you have the paid one, the paid plan, here is where you select the max items, and you can select how many minimum favorites, replies, and retweets. The favorites is the likes, but since it's a big account, I'm not caring about this that much. Here is though where you want to put what's your max amount of items you want to scrape based on whatever budget you have for the scraper. Depending on that, you would want a delay, a bigger delay or a smaller delay. The thing is, I add this delay here so that I can immediately, in the same run, in the same automation, grab the results. Otherwise, what you'd have to do is have this to run the actor, and then you have to create a new scenario where you would add a new Apify watch actor runs. And then what this would do is you would choose a webhook, and it would trigger every time this run finished. For that, it has to be with a paid plan. That's why I'm not showing you that version. And also for very small amounts, you can just add here some sleep, some delay in 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 maximum for these low amounts results, and you would get it immediately. So that's why I do the delay, and then I immediately add these get dataset items. So I add the dataset ID. How do you know that? Is once this is run, you can go look for dataset ID. So here it is, default dataset ID. You paste it there, or you just click on it, and it gets added. This you leave it as clean JSON, and then you add here again the limit that you want. So in our case, if we wanted 100 here, put again 100 here. Then for the good part, this just gets us a list of tweets, right? Exactly this. It just gets us this list that you see here. And what we want is we want to grab all the text, and we want to get ideas for our own content, right? So we want the idea and then what hook we could use. So for the first post that Hormozy has there, for this one, if you're bringing on a partner, they gotta have team, time, experience, assets, money. So based on it, the AI wrote something like, the idea is to post a breakdown of the top 3 traits, USP, firm look in the business partner, and then the hook, what the hook could be. All of this is based on what prompt we give to the AI to build the hook and to build the idea. So for that, we add an OpenAI module, and then we wait for this to load because it always takes a bit. But you choose, so you can use Claude. Claude is actually very nice to do this content ideation. But I have here ChatGPT on this account, so I'm going to go with that. But it's just switching OpenAI ChatGPT with the Claude from Anthropic, which is, well, now I'm going to take time to open it again, but you look for Claude, Anthropic Claude, create a prompt. That's it. It's the same style. So once you have either or, you are going to choose the model you want. On ChatGPT, you can keep the system one, the latest from the 4.0. It's the same one that you would use on ChatGPT Online. If you're using Claude, you can go for the Sonnet one, like this. It's a very good one for content and for writing stuff. So how does this work? We have to prompt the system first. So I give a message to the system itself as a context. So you're a content creator from X, Twitter. Your task is to give us ideas for content that our founder can do based on competitor tweets. And this is important because otherwise he will give tweets as a company, and we want the founder to be doing the tweets. So for context, he's the founder of a private equity firm that buys and partners with blah, blah, blah. And so you put here the context of your company and of you yourself, if you're the founder, and just for the AI to know what's the context from your side. And then we want to output only the JSON. So we want to output a JSON output like this. So this is a bit, well, output only the JSON output like this. It's okay, it will work. And we want the idea, and then insert idea here, hook, insert hook here. And we do this like this. This is the output we want because we want the idea and the hook, remember? And so once we tell him the context, we add the second message that now is a user saying, here is the competitor tweet, and we pass the full text out of the database. So once the database runs, we can go here and see that we have text, and we should have also one for full text. Where is it? Well, I can't find it. Am I blind? Yes, I am. Here it is, full text. So you would select this one because this sometimes cuts the text one and is not formatted. So you can select the full text one, and it's the full tweet. Then you want to format the response as JSON because the default is text, but we want to pass a JSON just like we put here. So we put the response as JSON and we parse it. And parsing just means we are able to grab this information after. Everything else you can leave it as the defaults. It doesn't matter that much for now. And once that is done, we are going to add an Airtable module or a Google Sheets module, doesn't matter, but it's just to add these ideas automatically on it. So what we do is we add the table, the base and the table competitor content, which is this one here. And then on the idea, we just put that we want the results idea and the hook. This is why we put the JSON output format and parsed it, because the parsing makes us being able to select, and the JSON lets us have multiple results here. Otherwise, the result will be just one big text. So this way we can have multiple selections out of one single ChatGPT prompt. All right, once that is done, the automation is basically completed and finished and ready to use. So I'm going to show you an example that I added here without running this. So let me add here. This is just going to grab the same tweets, but just so you see how this looks like. Well, actually, let's eliminate all of this. All right. We are going to basically do exactly what is here, but without doing the webhook and needing to run the actor. So I'm just grabbing the database items that we already ran here. So this specific database, just for you to get an idea of how this works. So as soon as you click that button, this would happen. So this would trigger, it would start looking, it would get the database, and one by one, it would perform all the ideas and hooks. So you can see here that it would just start adding one by one all the ideas and all the hooks from your competitors' contents into your own database, and based on the prompt that you would give to the AI. So it's done. 10 outputs here, because remember, this is the free plan. So even though we put 100 as the limit, this only gives us 10. And that's basically it. That's how you can steal your competitors' content and make it your own through some ChatGPT prompts or AI prompts if you use Claude, which I really recommend. It's very good for content ideation for these or for any other content that you may be doing. So that's it. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you actually implement this on your own, because otherwise you're just watching a video and you're not benefiting from it. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to follow me because I'm doing one video per day for this month, showing you how to improve and optimize business operations using AI, automation, and data. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.